And continuing our coverage of the ground invasion tonight, we are back at the big screen with former U.S. Army Colonel Gerry Faunt. Gerry, thank you for being here with us again.
Thank you for having me again.
So we are watching this as it continues to play out. It's really just so terrible for those people in Gaza. You look at the map, you see that they are completely surrounded. What are we looking at right now in terms of things moving in, getting even worse than they are now?
So really what you look at, you're seeing the array of forces with 2 carrier strike groups in there, which has, each one has a Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser, along with 4 Arleigh Burke guided missile destroyers. So what they've really set up in the entire area is an air missile defense umbrella. You've got the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit that is down in the Red Sea, and you've got the Eisenhower Strike Group that's going over to the Persian Gulf. Interesting now is the change. We had alluded to this in an earlier segment with a guided missile submarine coming into theater. That's one of the Ohio-class submarines that was converted from ballistic missile. It carries 154 submarine-launched cruise missiles on it. So that's an incredible amount of strike power. So, and there's approximately 1,200 boots on ground, and that's really for the terminal high-altitude air defense system and also for the PAC-3 Patriot missiles.
Okay, and when we look at the map, we can get a better idea of how blocked off everything is, because we're looking at Egypt here, Jordan, and also water on the other side as well. So really, where can these people go? Well,
again, they have opened some corridors that allow civilians to evacuate to the south, but as you can see, they've done a lot of shaping operations in central Gaza. They're starting to close that on off, but the main maneuver force has gone around to the north. It's an armored force that's gone around to the north and is cutting off now from the north into the sea. So now you've got it blocked off, and you can see how they're actually surrounding Gaza City.
And when you consider that there's so much rubble and damage already there, how does that change the territory and the turf of what these people are moving through?
Well, again, they have open corridors that they haven't damaged, but for the maneuver forces, I mean, that makes it more difficult, right? But that's why you see a lot of the horizontal moving equipment for engineers, et cetera, that's going on through. It's not completely all rubble, but they have taken out an extreme number of nodes for command control, communication, et cetera, for Hamas.
Okay. Just your thoughts on what we're seeing right now and just the possibility of seeing more lives lost because of everything that's happening.
Well, it's going to be, look, it's called military operations in urban terrain. It is the ugliest form of warfare. And, you know, siege warfare has been around for centuries. And it does focus on the forces that are in there and any civilians who are trapped in there. Yeah. So it's not going to be pretty. I think that what we look at next is what is the U.S. commitment, you know, as we worry about our commitment to the area is do we see another one of these guided missile submarines go in there? That's an incredible amount of strike power. Do we see B-52 bombers go into Diego Garcia? Do we see F-35s and F-22s go into Ayudid Air Base in Qatar? Because they're not there right now. There's 6 squadrons there, but there are no stealth aircraft. If that starts to happen, that is a huge saber to rattle towards Iran. So those are the things we start looking for to see where policy makers are making decisions.
Now, you mentioned this urban warfare being one of the ugliest forms that we can't see. Just getting to the nitty-gritty of it, what are some of the things that makes this so bad?
It's a 3-block, 3-dimensional fight, meaning that in one block you're doing combined arms breaching, another block you're trying to do population-centric counterinsurgency to separate the insurgents from the population, and in another one you're doing direct action missions to go after those hostages. 3-dimensional, you have elevation, you have subterranean, and you've got the ground to deal with. And then as you clear, you've got to clear and somehow hold that. So, and it's literally room by room, floor by floor, building by building, block by block. Technology helps, but this is an intensive soldier fight. It is not a gunfight. When it gets to that, it is a knife fight.
Wow. So on the human side of this, for the people who are watching this and hoping and praying that their loved ones are able to get out, just your thoughts on the reality of the situation. It's like a grim future coming into sharp focus, looking at everything surrounding them.
Well, the Israelis have shown the ability to actually do some pauses to let humanitarian assistance in. They have allowed corridors of egress for the civilian population. So as they keep advertising those are very important. The Israelis also know that you can create more enemies than friends by not conducting this properly and making sure that they adhere to the Geneva and Hague Conventions as far as conduct of the war.
All right, Colonel Faunt, we thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.